Late into the night, the Chennai headquarters of a major IT firm sat under heavy security, its glass facade hiding a crime that should have been impossible to commit undetected. Inside his private suite, CEO Aravind was found murdered at exactly 11:47 p.m. Investigators initially expected a quick resolution. The building is a digital fortress, monitored by a closed-loop network of 48 active CCTV cameras that leave no corridor unobserved. That confidence vanished when the team reviewed the central feed covering the CEO's desk, only to find a jarring gap in the recording. The footage is stable until 11:46:58, but at 11:46:59, the feed cuts to black for exactly 1 second, resuming normally at 11:47:01. This surgical deletion indicates the killer possessed a sophisticated, internal understanding of the building's surveillance architecture, knowing exactly which frame to strike to vanish from the record. To counter this, the cybercrime team attempted to scrape the primary server for residual data fragments, searching for the ghosts of the pixels left behind in the hard drive's cache. They recovered a partial, glitch-heavy artifact, a man's hand wearing a rare, intricately designed luxury watch. The watch belonged to Vijay, the CEO's business partner, making him the immediate focus of the murder investigation. But the case against him collapsed when a secondary forensic report revealed a timeline that didn't add up. This specific watch had been documented in a police theft report 2 weeks before the murder took place. The presence of the watch was a planted physical misdirection, a deliberate attempt to use the digital deletion to frame a man who no longer even owned the evidence. Realizing they were being led astray, the team utilized reconstruction software to rebuild the missing 11:59:59 frame using surrounding data. These algorithms analyze the movement and color values of the seconds before and after a gap, mathematically predicting the most likely placement of the missing pixels. The software finally rendered a clear figure in the room, the CEO's own daughter. However, her posture in the frame told the real story. She wasn't an attacker. She was caught in a desperate, panicked sprint toward her father, arriving a second too late to intervene. Because the building's network is entirely offline and closed loop, an outside hacker was impossible. With the partner framed and the daughter cleared, the investigation turned to the only person with the credentials to edit the server from within. The security system engineer was the only individual with the administrative access required to scrub the server logs. His technical mastery made the crime appear unprovable, because he had the power to delete his own digital footprint as he created it. The engineer's mistake was treating the crime scene as a purely digital environment that could be resolved with a few lines of code. On this office map, we see the primary camera the engineer tampered with, wiping the direct sightline to the CEO's desk. But he missed a secondary camera across the hall. Its sightline bounced off the glass window, creating an accidental mirror of the crime. At exactly 11:46:59, that glass reflection captured the struggle that the engineer thought he had erased from history. Because this reflection was recorded on a different camera stream, the engineer's deletion on the primary server left the evidence untouched, providing the proof needed for his arrest. The perfect digital crime is impossible. In a world of total surveillance, hitting delete only creates a void that physical reality will eventually fill with the truth.